It's Godzilla.
Welcome everybody to the fifth and final episode of Lex Plays Godzilla. This is where I beat invasion mode. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. No, God Destruction mode. Sorry. So off camera, I switched to a hard level, meaning the Prime Minister switched over from the normal guy to this lady, who's the hard difficulty. She's a freaking hard ass, and she's freaking serious about taking down Godzilla. And this part is just a lot of just exposition between these two ladies. The operator explaining that you get this if you get all the data, and as a result, the G-Force develops a new weapon to fight Godzilla that's made in Godzilla's image. Basically, yeah, it's their first. Well, it's not even their first mech, but in the context of this mode, they're sending their first mecha to fight Godzilla. Which is weird because I don't know why they picked one they do. I know there's other endings. There's like extended endings to this game that allow you to fight other monsters. We don't get those. We just get the basic ending, which is fine. So, not in the next level, we're gonna see what that monster was that they created, the mecha they created. Because you gotta love robots fighting monsters. That is just the best thing you could ask for. And I really hope in the new Godzilla series they will add mechas eventually. That is, and aliens, I hope too. That is an essential part of Godzilla. So in this level, we're gonna be fighting two monsters at once. So shit's about to get real. This cutscene is straight from the movies. They adapted this right from the movies, where we meet Gigan, who is a space monster, as you can tell from his weird, freaky body. Yep, it's Gigan. Gotta love that. And another kaiju has appeared. It's Mothra. So Gigan and Mothra. Godzilla versus Mothra versus Gigan. Alright, and this is one of the timed levels, meaning that if you don't destroy generators fast, they will disappear and you will lose. So Mothra's busy attacking me. I'm just focusing on the generators because if I focus too much on them, then the generators will not be destroyed and I will lose the level. So they're all 80 meters, and I'm 83, so we're about even, but there are two of them, so I gotta be aware of that. Mothra is doing her friggin' super attack, which does a lot of hits. So as interesting as Mothra looks, she is, like, one of the more dangerous monsters, at least in this. Mothra's power levels have changed throughout the movie, and there comes Gigan. This is like classic monster, like, when I got to this part when I was playing, I was like, this is awesome. Because Mothra and Gigan have some history, as of the latest Godzilla movie. The latest Japanese Godzilla movie, which is Godzilla Final Wars, showed that Mothra and Gigan have some history. But we'll get into that later. So I'm just trying to destroy these generators really fast, so they don't go away on me. I'm just using my roars and my shockwaves to push Mothra and Gigan back, and hoping that they'll focus on fighting each other instead of fighting me, which realistically is what they would do. But this is a game, so I can't rely on that. I blast them, hit Mothra. Okay. In the context of the movies, attacking Gigan first would probably be a better idea, but we're on equal ground right now. I'm just trying to stay away from them, hoping they're getting up on me. There goes Mothra. Okay, so Mothra is one of the oldest, I think it's fair to say, one of the oldest Japanese monsters out there, apart from Godzilla. Mothra and Godzilla both are like, well, the company that makes Godzilla is called Toho, and Mothra and Godzilla are Toho like alumni. They have been around for a long time. Gigan is a monster that's been around a pretty long time, but he's not nearly as accomplished as Mothra and Godzilla. And there has been talk that Gareth Edwards will have Mothra in the second of the American Godzilla movie, so I can't wait to see that. Alright, and all the generators are gone, so now we're going to focus on fighting these two. Again, it's good to keep them at a distance. Mothra has a lot of abilities close up, so does Gigan. Obviously, as you can see from his chainsaw arms, and he can close a lot of space really fast, so I gotta be aware of that. So Gigan, yeah, I turned around, that kind of screwed me over. But, okay, so I was about to use my breath, but Gigan uses eye lasers to interrupt it, which is good. Good for me. So Mothra and Gigan are both focused on me right now. They don't seem interested in each other right now, so I really have to be careful of that. Gigan's coming at me with chainsaws. So Gigan, this is the the latest for 2004 version of Gigan, which not everyone likes because of the chainsaws. Originally, Gigan had like hooks, like sickles on his hands instead of chainsaws, but they changed it up for that movie. But I kind of like it. I'm glad this Gigan was in the game. Mothra's gonna take him down. which is, I guess, what happened in real life. Mothra has always been the lawful good monster. She's always been the babyface monster who comes in to protect the Earth. So she and Godzilla, whenever Godzilla and Mothra are in a movie together, Godzilla is always the bad guy, and Mothra's always the good guy. And in the later movie, Godzilla Final Wars, Mothra and Gigan fight because I guess they're ancient enemies or something, and Gigan's down. So I going into that, I thought it'd be a lot harder, but I was able to use them to help me destroy the generators, and then I could pick them both off at the same time. So that was cool. 3 monsters is better than 2, always, in any scenario. So, yeah, that level's over. That was fun. It was really fun to play. But yeah, Mothra is one of the classic Godzilla monsters. She starred in her own movie first, called Mothra, before she was in a Godzilla movie. So, she's definitely like an alumni. Yes, Mothra is a girl. Alright, and now here's the final level of this run, which is versus the man-made kaiju. And I don't think this is the final boss. There are other bosses outside of this one, but this is the one I got to. Where the G-Force unleash their new weapon that they created based on Godzilla, and his name is Super Mechagodzilla. And in the context of the movies, Super Mechagodzilla is more colloquially known as Mechagodzilla 2, because he debuted in a movie called Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Even though it was the 3rd Mechagodzilla movie, it was called Mechagodzilla 2 because it's the 2nd Mechagodzilla. Yeah, Super Mechagodzilla or Mechagodzilla 2 was the first time they had Mechagodzilla be a monster created by humanity to fight Godzilla, and that became a theme for later movies as well. Oh yeah, and for this level, the generators are being counted down, so I gotta destroy them fast before Mechagodzilla shows up, because Mechagodzilla has a lot of abilities, a lot of weapons, and I'm pretty sure he's bigger than me, so I gotta be aware of that. Which I can use, but it's not always the best idea. Okay, here we go. Here comes... and just as Mechagodzilla shows up, I destroy the final generator. That's awesome. Okay, there's Super Mechagodzilla. So the reason he's super is because that's normal Mechagodzilla 2, but when he forms up with this little ship called the Garuda, he becomes Super Mechagodzilla. Man, I'm sure they made so many toys of that. Like, this Mechagodzilla was just made to create toys. Okay, yeah, I'm 84 meters, he's 90 meters. And also, he's Super Mechagodzilla, meaning he is very powerful, and I gotta be aware of that. And he has so many weapons and blasters you can use on me, so I gotta watch out for that. So this Mechagodzilla was probably the most used in video games. He was in Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee as the only Mechagodzilla. Actually, they called him Mechagodzilla 2 in the later games, but in the first Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, he was the only Mechagodzilla. And then, in the same way that Godzilla 2000 was the go-to Godzilla for games, this Mechagodzilla was the go-to for games for a while. So as you can see, he has a ton of blast weapons he can use on me, so I really gotta watch out for that and just keep him at a distance, because unlike with the other Mechagodzilla, if he gets too close, he's still a threat from close range. And also he's about the same size as me, so even if I'm close to him, his attacks will still hit me. So right now I'm just trying to get some distance from him. He's just hitting me with friggin' masers and fucking laser cannons like crazy. So the story with this Mechagodzilla is, after Godzilla fought Mecha King Ghidorah, the humans found the wreckage and took the parts from Mecha King Ghidorah and used them to create Mechagodzilla to fight Godzilla. And this Mechagodzilla is actually probably one of the most dangerous of any of them, because in the movies, this Mechagodzilla actually succeeded in killing Godzilla for about 10 minutes. Not even, like 5 minutes. And then Godzilla's heart was revived by another monster named Rodan, but we'll get into that later. Or not at all. But if this is realistic, in the movie, Godzilla's breath attacks have no effect on Mechagodzilla 2. So I'm glad they didn't add that, otherwise it'd be kind of screwed. So he just smashed through ability without doing anything because he's awesome. He's just letting me have it. This is a really cool fight. Man. I'm really sad they didn't have beam fights in this game, because that would be really fun. To have a Dragon Ball Z beam struggle. That would have been awesome. So yeah, Mechagodzilla 2. Super Mecha Godzilla coming in, just letting me have it. I do not want to get stuck in a corner in this battle, otherwise I'm totally screwed. So when he flies, that's my time to blast him, because he's vulnerable for a short time, and I can knock him out of the sky. Also, if he starts flying, he'll start like circling me really quickly, and it'll just be the biggest pain to deal with, so I really want to avoid that happening. So thankfully, I'm doing pretty good. He's going down pretty slowly, but I'm just kind of keeping my distance and trying to get my meter back. That's my main means of fighting this guy. He's whistling right now, so bam. Thankfully, my enhanced breath attack was enough to break through his super armor and prevent him from interrupting it. So he's really slow on the ground, but actually not slow, but usually he is. So yeah, this Mechagodzilla is really cool. He's not my favorite Mechagodzilla just because he just looks kind of doofy, and also he doesn't really have a lot of personality. He just kind of sits there. With the other Mechagodzillas, they all had, the other two Mechagodzillas 1 and 3 had like some kind of personality, some kind of depth to them. They weren't just like straight robots, and that's what this Mechagodzilla is. It's a straight robot. So in that sense, he's not super interesting, but he does have a lot of awesome weapons, and it's really cool to see him fight. And he is a good choice to fight as like a final boss of sorts. So will this hit? It will, but it's not, okay. As you can see, it didn't do a lot of damage. I think maybe when he's flying, he has additional armor, but it was enough to knock him down. I'm just keeping him away I just gotta keep him away from me because he has so many abilities, so many laser attacks. I just gotta keep him back, otherwise he will inevitably kick my ass. But I'm having, and this should do it. This should do it, and he's down. Super Mechagodzilla has been defeated. Yeah, baby. Alright, so yeah, that was the last boss. There is a final boss, which I think, if memory serves, is Mechagodzilla 3, but I don't remember exactly. But that's as far as I get for this one. All the generators destroyed, ha 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 ha. I just wrecked all of your shit. Take that, Japan, humanity. Yep, Godzilla was here to cleanse the world and wreck all of your shit in the process. Take that, all of you. Godzilla is the greatest. And yeah, that's the end of this playthrough. I fought a lot of cool monsters. I got to show off this game, give my opinions on it. I think it definitely could have been better, but for what it is, I appreciate it. I appreciate what they're trying to do with this game, and I probably will keep playing it for a while. So yeah, hope you all enjoy watching, and we'll see you on the next Lex Play.